Defense counsel for Price Williams.
Representative Jensen for the state. I don't think Mr. Piper is here yet.
It is not.
No, sir.
Would somebody let me know when they get here? You're gonna want one.
Yes.
Way back. There's a lot of folks that are running just a couple minutes behind, waiting to bring the inmates up. Just let me know. Do we have any attorneys with out of custody clients that are here? Pulling all the tricks out that I got.
Let's start with attorneys that have on the docket. Who we got? Glenn's here. Here on August 16th, criminal pretrial.
Chris Garrett on behalf of Louis John Hall. Case numbers are 23 CF 1018, 20 CF 525, and 23 TR 5506. Your Honor, if I could have just a moment. Sign it. This is your score sheet, like we talked about last time. 45.50, 22.5 is. Your Honor, if I may approach with the plea and sentencing agreement and score sheet, we're going to be entering a change of plea in 23 CF 1018, enter a plea of no contest, and 20 CF 525 will admit the violation of probation.
You're okay with the score sheet?
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you please announce the plea?
Your Honor, Your Honor, the sentences in 23 CF 1018 and 20 CF 525 are concurrent, and Mr. Hall is to receive concurrent credit for time served in the Okaloosa County Jail since May 24th, 2023. In addition, he will have 120 days to pay the fines and court costs before those are sent to civil lien upon his release from incarceration. In 23 CF 1018, adjudication of guilt, 14.7 months DOC with credit for time served since May 24th, 2023. 515 in court costs, $100 cost of prosecution, 1 year driver's license suspension. In 20 CF 525, defendant admits the violation of probation, 14.7 months DOC with credit for time served since May 24th, 2023, concurrent with the sentence in 23 CF 1018, revoke and terminate supervision. There's a citation in 23 TR 5506 for an improper start. The state and I had agreed that that'll be merged and dismissed.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Hall, you raise your right hand. Swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement that are also contained in the written plea agreement that you signed. My first question is, did you read this closely?
Yes, sir.
And did you go over it in detail with your attorney, make sure you had all your legal questions answered
Yes, sir.
regarding this plea?
Yes, sir.
You believe this is in your best interest here today?
Yes, sir.
You understand that by entering into this, this will be a final resolution of this case?
Yes.
You waive the right to go to a trial and contest all these things?
Yes, sir.
And was threatened or forced to get you to enter into this plea?
No, sir.
Very good. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept this plea. Will sentence you to the 14.7 months in DOC from 23 CF 1018 and the violation 20 CF 525. These 14.7 months DOC will be served in each case, but they'll be served concurrent.
Yes, sir.
So they'll run together, and the court costs are as contained in here as far as payment and the other case merged and dismissed. Any questions?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. The count 3 on 2525 is a misdemeanor.
Counsel?
The count 3 and the VOP is a misdemeanor, can't do DOC, so concurrent jail.
Correct.
Yeah. Your Honor, we just do concurrent 1129 jail on that count. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Do I need that? So there's.
Do you understand that change, Mr. Hall? Okay, you've had that, you have
Yes, sir.
Understand that change?
Yes, sir.
It's a minor change. It doesn't really affect the substance. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me jump over you just a second. We're going to do Bryce Williams, we got a lot of folks on board.
Your Honor, I believe that was the only thing I had
Are you
to.
doing anything?
Yes, Your
I
Honor.
thought you had one other one.
No, I don't think so.
Nope, you don't. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Gary. Thank you. Good morning, Your Honor.
My apologies. Made the mistake of believing my app instead of my eyes.
Morning, Gary. Morning. Bridget Jensen. You're on 22 CF 3158 and 22 CF 3204.
Your Honor, the defense is once again requesting continuance. We've literally just received more discoveries, several hundred gigabytes. We're going fine. I've had plenty to keep me busy before this, and I'm sure this will keep me busy for a while.
Just to be clear, we're still in the study process, we don't have any reason to wait, but Hyper is not really what it should be doing, we're still turning things over.
And I assume that too. I'm bringing you back. It's a little bit tedious, but this is obviously important. I just want to make sure I'm available if there are any issues. It seems like you all are working diligently and working hard on this. And
Yes, sir. And if I may just advise the court and the state, they've given us oodles of cam videos before and recorded interviews. I've put in about 300 hours in the case already reviewing on these materials, and my team and I are doing our best to keep it moving. The state's doing their best to get this stuff as fast as they can to us.
So we'll continue this until the next pretrial in, let's see here, our next pretrial would be October 11th.
October 11th. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Dyer,
Good morning, Your Honor.
thank you for the phonetics.
Yes, sir. Ricky Dyram on behalf of Antonio Bell Betts, 23 CF 483 and 19 CF 1261. Judge, we are in the process of scheduling depots with the state. I'd ask to continue this case one cycle so we can get those on the books.
State?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct. Mr. Dyram came on this case shortly before the last pretrial conference. This is obviously very serious, not simple case. It is going to take a while. I made myself available on some additional dates for some more depositions. I think Mr. Dyram will be fit in on those additional dates. We just need to get the actual date and time nailed down. But Mr. Dyram is doing what he needs to do to reach out and get dates, and me and my legal assistant are doing what we need to do, making the dates available for him. I believe we will get those scheduled within the next, even today, probably.
Okay,
So.
very good. The court will continue this matter until 9/11, 9 a.m.
Excuse me, Your Honor, may I speak for a second, please?
Talk to your attorney, make sure you're not saying
Your Honor,
something
is
you
that
don't want to.
October 11th?
What did I say?
You
9/11.
said September 11th.
October 11th.
10-9 was the other court date last time.
Yes.
Now, the last case, state, the last case had you need to tell the state, I think I may have said 9/11 on that as well.
I'll see if I can catch it.
We will, Your Honor. Thank
October
you.
11th. Thank you.
Your Honor, I'd just like to inform you that, or establish that the affidavit used in my arrest
Hold on a
does...
second. Will you raise your right hand?
Yes, sir.
You swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
You understand this being recorded, anything you say can and will be used against you?
Yes, sir.
You've spoken with the attorney about speaking here today?
Yes, sir.
You may speak.
Your Honor, I would just like to establish that the affidavit used in my arrest does contain deliberate falsehoods and was prepared with reckless disregard for the truth when presented to the issuing state judge. Just let that be known for the record.
Okay. That's why you got a good attorney. Okay.
I just want to put that on the record.
Very good.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. Mr. Swiatek.
Mr. Swiatek,
These slides, the overlook.
still downstairs.
Ms. Dudley?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
The first one I have is Damian Beltran in 22 CF 2552 and 22 CF 3063. We have a deposition set November 20th, so we're asking for continuance.
You anticipate other, I know your answer is, at this point of this year, do you anticipate this being the last deposition? Always understand, but I mean,
And we have all of them set, obviously, if they show up, but I expect to file some motions after that.
okay, very good. State,
Your Honor, that's accurate, and the state doesn't object to a continuance.
court will continue this matter until October 11th, 10/9. 10/11.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
And our next one I have is Ricardo Fountain. It's in 23 CF 1226 and 18 CF 3356.
Ricardo Fountain.
You know, we have taken some depositions. We need to reschedule a deposition, so I would ask for a continuance.
The court will continue this till 10/11. Court notes the.
Yes, sir. And the next is Kevon Prince Robinson, 23 CF 260, 21 CF 2602. Yeah, I was hoping to resolve those out without setting depositions, but it seems like I need to, so I'll ask for a continuance.
State.
Your Honor, the state doesn't object to that, and that's accurate. That's what we talked about.
So, have you scheduled the deposition?
No, sir, we just had a conversation the other day, and it seems like I need to at this point, so I haven't.
So, between now and then,
We'll get it scheduled, we'll get a date before the next court date.
And again, Your Honor, I made myself available on some additional dates, so if I need to add even more time, I will do that to get these things moving.
very good. So we'll continue this till October 11th.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
The next client I have is Christian C. Morris, 22 CF 1257, 22 CF 1312, and 22 CF 1366. You know, we do have depositions set in his case on October 5th and October 6th, so we'll just ask for a continuance.
Without objection, the court will continue this matter until October 11th, 9 a.m.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Your Honor, that's all I have.
That's all you got. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Flowers.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Judge, the first matter that I have is Attaway, Timothy Attaway. Okay.
We're being too efficient.
Understood.
Here in the courtroom, rare occurrence.
Judge, this is Mr. Attaway who is with us. And Your Honor, we've discussed this matter. We've discussed this matter with the state. Your Honor, we're asking for a one-cycle continuance. We believe that we can have accomplished what we need to. With that, the state has no objection, is my understanding. They're aware of what we're doing.
Yes, Your Honor, there are some evaluations that need to be done, and I believe that one cycle will get these things accomplished and we can keep this case moving.
You all believe this will be the last continuance?
I believe that, Your Honor. There's some things outside of my control. However, I'm relying upon someone that we have great confidence and faith in to accomplish her duties in time.
So you're waiting on it. Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
The court will continue till 10/11, October 11th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Mr. Fowler has a maximum security female and a juvenile, so those are both being maneuvered right now, but we can do one that he's got to cover for Mr. Stevens.
Mr. Stevens, Your Honor, is a case that is Tim Shaw and Jay Patel are yes, sir.
No, is it Shaw or Patel?
Patel, my apologies, Your Honor, but yes, sir, Mr. Stevens is with us. And Your Honor, in speaking with Mr. Shaw and Mr. Patel, they're requesting 10/11.
Hold on, let me
Yes,
get
sir.
this. Let me get the case.
You didn't expect to see me. Okay. So I'm doing what
Okay. This is Mr. Stevens?
it is, Your Honor.
Very good.
And Your Honor, the request was for 10/11 in meeting with Mr. Shaw and Mr. Patel yesterday. They told me there was more that needed to be done on behalf of this gentleman.
Yes, Your Honor, I spoke with Ms. Davis, whose case this is, and she was anticipating a continuance in this case. She stated that her and Mr. Shaw have another round of depositions.
Do they have those scheduled? Just want to make sure we're moving it. Obviously, this is a complex case. They're very serious, but it's been out there for a while. a little
Yes,
over
sir.
2 years, so.
Judge, I don't know the answer to that.
I'm sorry, Judge, I don't know the answer to that question either, but I will, make sure that she knows they need to be, if they're not already scheduled, they need to be scheduled soon so that we can get them done. I will make sure she knows that.
Very good. Hopefully, in next cycle, we'll try and kind of figure out where we're at.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
I mean, again, the court recognizes the severity of his charges.
Thank you, Judge.
Do you have any other Patel or Shaw?
No, sir.
That's the only one that I've got.
No, sir. The juvenile,
So because they have to be housed differently, or we forget it is.
No, that's all right. Do you want to bring somebody else and just kind of pull him up as soon as we get the others up?
There's no one back here to bring anyone up.
Judge, the juvenile's name is Pride, last name is Pride. Robert Dees could not be here. He's having a medical procedure. And Mr. Pride's mother is here with us, Your Honor.
Are we bringing up the juvenile?
Juvenile should be next, Your Honor. Well, he said he's going to get with me here in a second. There are a lot of issues going on.
Would it be better after this case to take a 5 or 10 minute break and let them catch up?
Well, it looks like he's bringing the next group of inmates up right now, which will contain Mr. Switek's inmate. Let me get with her. She's up here.
Good.
So we make him do her.
Okay, very well.
Just wants to know if we need 5 or 10 minute recess.
Flowers yesterday, excuse me, on Monday, when Mr. Dees was here, we actually, he addressed this at the sidebar, and we continued it. You can bring him out if you wish, in order to continue it. If not, but it's going to be.
If it's been dealt with,
It's
there's,
already been dealt with.
Is that the juvenile?
Yeah.
We don't need it.
You want him up?
can we approach this guy?
Yes.
Mr. Pride. May we approach Your
You
Honor?
may.
To the left.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Pride. Mr. Dees and I believe the state, Ms. Sharpless, had contemplated and had been before the court, leaving this matter on for docket day in perhaps the possible scenario where a resolution could be reached. And that's what Mr. Dees suggested to me to ask the court.
The state's in agreement with that.
Your Honor,
So
I have additional information that may affect that.
it may affect this.
Yes.
Okay,
And
go
the
ahead.
rest of the court. Steve Medina with the Public Defender's Office, at least temporarily in representing Mr. Pride in 23 CS 326. My understanding from talking to Ms. Sharpless is because of the nature of 23 CF 326, the state's position is going to be that it's going to require a global resolution and probably wouldn't be able to do or willing to do a piecemeal resolution in the other case. I don't have any other information, but I didn't want the court or the defendant to assume there was going to be something global viable on Monday.
And Mr. Dees and I had talked about that, and we were leaving it set on Monday to see what could be done, Your Honor, so that's
Okay.
why.
The only question on mine, I'm more than, because there was a little snafu and it was, another application was put in, I'm willing to bypass that and appoint conflict counsel, not ORCC, but the next one up, unless that'll interfere with any discussions that might be going on in this.
Your Honor, I don't think that'll interfere with any discussions because I don't.
He's got to have an attorney in both cases.
Yeah, correct, Judge. Correct, Judge, and
In order to have a resolution.
I agree, especially since the second case is a minimum mandatory trafficking case. He definitely does need representation if he qualifies for representation. I don't think Mr. Dees is going to represent him in that matter. Yeah.
Judge, we need to continue this case, in my judgment, to protect this young man, given the snafu I think that the court pointed out. Judge, the defense at this time, and I have authority to stand in for this young man on Mr. D's behalf, the defense would ask that this matter be placed on for 10/11.
I don't see how it can be resolved.
And Your Honor, the state's obviously
Okay.
fine with that, and then I will get with the council on the trafficking case, and we will see if there's something cannot be done before October 11th.
And let me just say that if there is, irrespective of the fact that doesn't have the next scheduled hearing until October, if there is a resolution, I can promise you can put it on the next miscellaneous docket and get it resolved. So this does not mean that we've got to wait 2 months in order to get a resolution.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, may I address the court, just on clarity, is the court allowing the public defender to withdraw on 23 CF 326 and appointing the next conflict counsel up?
Yes.
Okay,
We just
thank
need to, can we get an order? Who would do the order?
We'll do the order, Your Honor.
Yeah, if the
Very
court will
good.
tell us who it is, we'll make sure the order specifically says that.
Steve Nibble.
Mr. Niddle's already contacted our office indicating that he represents a co-defendant and wanted to set depositions. So
The
he
next
has,
one would be Marty Nopes.
Mr. Nopes also represents a co-defendant.
Right. Tricia Graham.
I do not believe Ms. Graham has the other co-defendant. I believe that'd be appropriate, Your Honor.
With that clarification.
Very good.
Judge, thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
And Your Honor, that takes care of my business before the court. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mitkevich. Mr. Mitkevich is here.
He also has downstairs, Your Honor.
I think he has to have the interpreter for his.
That's all right, okay. We'll pass over, just let me know when the interpreter's here. Ms. Gooden, you're up next.
Danny Hernandez.
What is the name of your client?
Danny Hernandez. Your Honor, we're going to ask that this be set with subpoenas.
Judge, I was not anticipating this being set with subpoenas. I learned of this about 5 minutes ago. I'm not sure I can get my witnesses here. So I'd ask that this be moved to docket day, and I can try to get everyone served. And then we revisit it on docket day.
Very good. I think that's a reason. We'll continue to docket day, which is 8/21, which is next Monday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We're ready for 21 through 25, right? 21 through 25. Mr. Keach's inmate should be next.
Mr. Keach.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll give him up. He'll be after Mr. Keach. Currently, what's that?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
This is State of Florida versus James Carnley. He has two cases on your docket, 22 CF 1936 and 21 CF 2905. Judge, it looks like we're gonna need a continuance, I guess. We have depositions scheduled for September 27th. This is a second round of depositions that were originally scheduled in April. However, every witness has, every law enforcement officer has indicated that they're unavailable without explanation. And then the addresses for the civilian witnesses / co-defendants all had bad addresses, which we've contacted the state about. So we've been trying to get these depositions done since April to no avail.
And Your Honor, I know, as to the co-defendants, I know Ms. Buhal let him know what addresses we have. If those are the same addresses that he had, we will have our investigator reach out to the co-defendants and see if we can get them there. All their cases, I think, are closed, so they will be able to be deposed, I think. The law enforcement officers I also reached out to, and I asked them if they could be available by phone. I had at least one of them say they would make themselves available by phone during the training. It's a once every 2 week or once every month training they have. So I also asked them if they could not release themselves from the training to make themselves available on another date. So I am trying to work with him. I understand that this is the second time he's tried to get it done.
I don't want to shoot the messenger. Get it done.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what to say. You have the responsibility to provide them, you know, particularly with law enforcement and some of these other situations. We need to get this done. This is two passes, serious charges, been over a year, got to get them.
I understand that, Judge, and I let them know.
Discovery, these depositions to be conducted in this next cycle.
I understand, Judge, and I will make sure that they're aware that the court said that.
Well, and I would, Ms. Sharplett's defense at the date that.
And again, I'm not, don't take it personal. I'm not trying to. You're the representative, so there was somebody else I'd say to them.
That's why I asked them, can you even call in by phone? Because I know Mr. Keach would. Mr. Keach is usually willing to work something out if we can get something worked out. So I reached out to them as soon as he let me know they all came back unavailable, and I'm working on getting them there on that date or another date within the cycle.
And if I may interject, it may, since this is an issue that's happened on 2 occasions with the narcotics / SWAT team, if those individuals that are part of that division could provide the state attorneys with dates that they have that training, then we could potentially schedule around their availability / unavailability. But what happens is we get a date from them and then we issue subpoenas.
I agree.
And Your Honor,
that would be a very reasonable thing to do. Well, why isn't that happening?
Well, I was unaware that this training was that often.
Now that you're aware of it, you're
yeah, one of the investigators
once a month, we ought to have some process.
One of the investigators who emailed me back did let me know when the dates are, when he emailed me back, and I will let Mr. Keach know so we can avoid setting depositions on.
Yeah, I mean, if it's once a month, these guys and gals are not available, then we'll work around it, but somebody's gotta be some cooperation.
Yes, sir.
Court-
And they, just let the court know, they are willing to cooperate. So I think we'll find a date, even if
Okay.
it's a Friday afternoon, which nobody wants to do, but we'll make it work.
If the clerk would just note in the minutes that the depositions need to be scheduled in this cycle. Okay.
October 11th.
Continue until October 11th.
Thank you.
Oh, there was, judge did an order for continuance, but 2 cases got left off. He's got several cases.
Who's that? Who's that?
Dunn Miller.
I'm sorry.
I was just, so it has nothing to do with what you're doing, it was just, we're trying to figure.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about that. All right. Mr. Keach, would you announce the case?
Yes, sir. Judge, this is State of Florida versus James Banks. And that case number is going to be 22 CF 2776. Depositions in this matter are scheduled in October, prior to the October 11th pretrial date, but I am going to ask for a continuance. I'm hopeful that we don't have the same issue, although it does involve some of the same officers in Mr. Carnley's case. But if we can move it to the 10/11th, 23, Ms. Sharpless and I are working from all angles to try to resolve this matter.
Very good. As soon as it's okay. Court will continue this until October 11th.
Slight delay on the next 2, Your Honor. That's a female and a maximum security man. Who was that? I've got Philip, didn't you say you have Philip Lee?
I have Philip Lee.
Maximum security, so it's housed differently.
Okay.
And then the female Marcia, she's housed differently.
What about Mr. Flores?
He's right there.
Oh, didn't you already?
Mr. Keach, as for Mr. Carnley, are you putting in a denial to the plea yet, or do you want to just leave it until?
Have we not already done that? Can I enter an oral denial for the record? Sorry. I thought we had taken care of that. I apologize. All right, Your Honor, this is State of Florida versus Curran Flores. He has 2 cases on the docket, 2 cases that I represent him on. 22 CF 1562 and 22 CF 1539. Mr. Gates from the Public Defender's Office also has some companion cases.
Yes, Your Honor. The Public Defender's Office has 22 CF 2481 and 22 CF 2485.
Okay.
And Judge, with respect to my cases, there is one remaining deposition that needs to be conducted. However, that witness has now moved to Northwest Louisiana. We do have an address. It's going to require me to travel there. We haven't got that date. We do not have the date scheduled for that deposition, but I would anticipate it probably being scheduled after the October 11th pretrial in all likelihood based on my schedule and the state's availability. But I can get a date set by October 11th, and then after that, we're probably left with some motion practice and a trial date if necessary. But we have done several rounds of depositions in this matter already.
I would agree with that assessment, Judge. We are pushing this case. We're working towards a resolution. I do believe that this case might end in a trial, so we're trying to get postured correctly.
So we'll continue this for these 2 cases till 10/11, and we'll see where we're at. Hopefully at that time, at least know definitively when your deposition
Yes, sir.
is. Yeah, we'll see where we're at.
Thank you.
And as far as my cases, Your Honor,
Travis?
continue as well. They're just along for the ride. The mandatory on the case with Mr. Keach is going to be the one that controls what happens with mine.
The court will continue that until 10/11.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. What about
He is
females, max.
Martavis Sori is here. He's out of custody, actually.
Come on. Would you announce the case?
Yes, sir. Your Honor, this is State of Florida versus Martavis Sori, 23 CF 167. Judge, I've completed my depositions to date in this case, and I'm ready to set it for trial. And I do believe we'll have one motion, a motion in limine, and then a motion to suppress involved in that. I haven't filed that yet, but if we want to put it on the docket day in trial management, I don't know if we can get the motion heard by then. But I mean, other than that, I think I'm ready to go.
The judge, state's asking for continuance. We just got FDOE we got FDOE results from FDOE yesterday indicating that there was viable DNA found on the weapon at issue. Of course, possession of that weapon is the primary issue in this case. My intention is to submit a buckle motion to Mr. Keach today to get his opinion on whether that motion would be opposed or unopposed, so that this court collect DNA from Mr. Story and hopefully have some DNA evidence for defense counsel and for a court jury in this case ultimately goes.
Seems to me that as much as I'm wanting to tee these things up for trial, and I'm ready to go as well, we ought to go ahead and have a full cycle in order to get this, get everything else. Everybody's clear, this is the last continuance, we put it in the minutes with the clerk, last continuance, and let's tee it up for a trial.
Well,
next cycle.
And Judge, just on that,
Because we got several spins, you're saying you got a motion in limit, a motion to suppress, those are made, you're not supposed to have that.
Right, understood, and I'm just, in good faith, I can't object to a buckle swap motion, obviously, so I will, at this point, have to consent to that. I mean, I think they're stipulate to it. But with respect to the FDLE, will we have the results within 60 days?
Oh, so I'll obviously tell them to push it. I've heard the judge's intention to have this go next cycle on FDLE that we need to get it as soon as possible.
Okay. And so do you need, based upon the record, stipulation by the defense?
I'll submit a stipulated motion in order to Your Honor by this afternoon. Okay. Very good.
So can we were going to put him on October 9th since he's out of custody.
October 9th. Thank you, counsel.
Okay.
My bad.
All right.
October 9th.
All right. You understood? All right. Okay.
Marcia Knox.
Judge, this is Marcia Knox. And she also goes by Marcia Reed. She has 3 cases on your docket: 20 CF 2949, a violation of probation; 22 CF 1305, as well as 22 CF 1353. We've been engaged in.
Hold on a second. I only have 2 of these cases.
One's under Reed. One's going to be under Reed, and that's going to be your 22 CF 1353 case.
Why are these under separate? Why do we have cases under separate? Well, I understand that. Can't we correct and get it all under one name? What is her name? You don't have one legal name.
I'm sorry.
Are we in disagreement on what her name is?
No.
Can't we get them all?
No.
Can we get Reed under the Knox name? And can we change that name? Is there some?
We can only base it on the arrest report that's filed.
I understand. I'm just asking whether the court can take some action in order to do that.
You can.
Okay. What needs to be done for me to do that? Can I? Okay. Can somebody prepare me an order? We can all get them on one.
You want a name change order?
Yeah. So we can get Ms. Reed on the Knox, so we get them all.
Certainly.
I don't want to have some mix-up because we have a different name and somebody's confused and they don't.
I think, is it not reflect that her alias on the clerk of court's website?
We can do an alias, but we don't have the authority to change it.
Okay. All right.
The judge does.
Okay.
Yeah. So the court's ordering that with the agreement that her actual name is Marcia Knox. that all the cases should be under that name. Okay. I'm sorry, that's kind of not the main point here.
On the minute sheet, but you have determined your last name is Knox.
Absolutely, thank you very much, ma'am.
You're officially a Knox. And actually, Judge, we've been engaged in plea negotiations. Pretty much have wrapped up the discovery, but Mr. Rogers, who's prosecuting this case, has indicated to me he intends to set the VOP for hearing. Can't object to that. So if we set the VOP for an evidentiary hearing, we're still working on trying to resolve it with a negotiated resolution as well.
Accurate, Judge. This is going to be a VOP hearing. The court's going to set it today, of course, based on a new law violation. So we're going to need to bring in witnesses besides just the probation officer. Considering that, I'd request something like a month out. That's a possibility.
We can't do it under this trial cycle?
Potentially, the only issue is I'm dealing with my primary law enforcement officer is former Walton Beach Police Department. So assuming she's available, then certainly.
Let's bring all these cases back for docket day next week. And in the interim, if you can kind of check and see if we can have it on this cycle, I'd prefer to do it. If not, we can't, but we're not trying to get on these cycles. They will never be on these cycles.
Understood.
And Judge, what is that?
I know it's a VOP and we don't normally do it, but if we've got a couple of weeks of trials, let's try and get them set. If we need to use a day, how long is it? 1, 2 days?
Oh, no, Judge, for this VOP hearing, it's going to be, a very short judge trial. I'd expect nothing more than 2 hours surely.
Okay, so half day. Okay. Yeah, that's even better. We can get it in there. Okay. You got a little bit of time as far as, I'll allow you some flexibility. Of course, you got to coordinate other, that's why we'll come back to docket day and kind of figure out what would be the best slot and when your people are available. Same things would be happening on a number of cases.
And Judge, what's that date for docket day?
8/21, next Monday.
You're coming back to court August 21st, next week. Monday, next Monday. Okay? All right.
Philip Lee.
Judge, this is Philip Vincent Lee, 23 CF 1147. He actually has a second case that is in the North Division with Judge Gonteric that is much older. I don't know if the state wants to transfer this case to that division. Ms. Basso is the prosecutor on that one.
Judge, the cases are not related whatsoever, so if there needs to be anything done as far as depositions or anything, we prefer to leave it just where it is right now.
Okay. Well, we'll ask for a continuance on this one, Judge.
State.
There are some cases, Mr.
No objection.
Right. Does Mr. Canamore need to be brought down?
The court will continue till October 11th.
Okay. You too.
They just want
Judge, I believe that's all I have. May I be excused?
Because they're asking, transportation's asking.
What do you have me on?
Jennifer Diaz.
Oh, we took care of both of her cases on Monday. She's out of custody, Ms. Diaz is. I think you might,
When we continue to.
October 9th. You're talking about the 516 case number?
Correct.
Yes, that case was continued. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Cordero with Mr. Mitkevicius.
Good morning, Your Honor. Joseph Mitkevicius for the record on behalf of Mr. Cordero Turcios. This is case number 23 CF 1352.
Hold on just a second. Make sure.
It's under last name under C. case number is 23 CF 1352.
Okay.
So, Your Honor, the status of this case is my office hasn't received discovery yet. However, I do not want to continue the case. Mr. Cordero Turcios cannot bond out, and he's in a situation in which we need this case to come to an end. I don't believe that this case will be able to go to trial. I would like to see the discovery before trial, but I do not want to continue the case, Your Honor, if at all possible. The state believes they can get me discovery, but I do not think that they want to try the case this cycle. I'm concerned about a continuance. I don't believe it needs to be continued. I know that's a strange position.
Who's handling the case?
This is my case, Your Honor.
So what I'm hearing you say is that even though you don't have discovery, you're wanting to go to trial. If we can't get any discovery done, you still want to go to trial. I'm just trying to understand what you're saying.
Ideally, I would get discovery prior to, but I don't need much time to review it. Based on the arrest report and the facts of the case, I won't need more than a couple days to review the discovery. I just would like to get it. I would be prepared to trial.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we just keep it on a trial schedule, which is a docket day, which is next week, the 21st, hopefully. What is it, just some what is it that you're waiting for?
I'm not sure, Your Honor.
Well, what's the discovery that's outstanding? Do you know?
Yes, so, Your Honor, whenever I took and did the intake on this case, he had not done his notice of appearance. So the discovery, I believe, got forwarded to the public defender who was appointed before him. I see that Ms. Buhal has now forwarded the discovery to him, so he should have everything that we were going to send to the public defender. The paper discovery and the body-worn camera should be coming to him.
Okay.
As was
if it's not sitting in your inbox in your office when you get back today,
I'll let her know.
Let me know.
Let her know, and hopefully we can at least get that resolved by docket day, and then we can.
Perfect.
We can tee it up.
And,
all right.
And Your Honor, Mr. McKevitt just made me aware of his concerns. I will look into them, which is why I was not asking for a plea or trial. But I will definitely look into witness availability and whether this case should go to trial by Monday, and I will have an answer for the court on Monday.
Okay, well, I'm putting it down. Is there any chance for a resolution? I'm not pushing, I'm just asking. Is there an outstanding plea?
Your Honor, the initial plea was what he scored for in prison, but yes, I'm sure there can be some negotiations had if.
Okay, so I'm going to put it down for plea or trial.
Yes, sir.
We'll go from there. Let's see where we're at on the 21st. Sometimes having a trial in focus brings everything else into focus. I don't know how.
Absolutely, Your Honor. I'm a full believer in that.
I think that's true.
All right, thank you very much.
Any questions from the
No, el PON sigue igual o me lo puedo bajar.
Sigo igual. No es la cantidad, no es la cantidad, es el hecho de que no sabemos qué va a pasar con la migración. No tiene que ver con
Gracias. Gracias.
Thank you. I'm nothing further.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Swanton.
This is Christopher Arnold.
Mr. Swiper, very good.
Your Honor, I've been trying to talk with Mr. Bartle since 8:30 this morning in the attorney conference room. There's some kind of chaos back there. And I do need to talk to him before.
Do you need to talk to him before we have this here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, well, let's pass over.
Yeah, sure. Come on, Mr. Bartle. Mr. Bartle, would you like to?
get Dwayne Shelton, number 10, next, followed by Anthony Miles.
Which attorneys?
Starting with Mr. Cobb.
Mr. Cobb. Mr. Cobb?
Say Cobb?
Cobb.
Yes.
Good morning, Judge. Yes, sir. Judge, this is Jason Cobb on behalf of Dwayne Shelton in two cases, 2022 CF 1662 and 2022 CF 2422. I just finished depositions last week with the state. The state made an offer to me last night. I need to go speak to Mr. Shelton about the offer, and I would be asking for a one-cycle continuance. We're close to being able to wrap this up.
Okay, well, why don't we continue this until docket day? The reason why I say that is that you announced last, ready for trial. You finish your deposition. Their plea is, their offer isn't going to change much past the docket day. So let's see if we do it. Let's get ready for trial if we don't.
Well, there were two
It's
additional.
not a complicated case.
No, sir, it's not. It's what's complicated is the criminal history. That's complicated.
Well, the criminal history, we can't change that.
I know. No, sir, we can't.
Okay. So, I mean, I understand it dramatically impacts the result, but we're trying to figure out how to get there.
Yes, sir.
I mean, sometimes the result just is what it is. So we'll continue this until docket day, and I'm going to say plea or trial.
What day is that, the docket day?
21st, Monday.
Thank you.
9 a.m. So you can meet up and talk about what the offer might be.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Who else? Mr. Cobb?
I have Anthony Miles, but also Mr. Ramey has him as well.
Mr. Miles, the elector.
Judge Jason Cobb on behalf of Anthony Miles in 2020 CF 1370. I have depositions scheduled, 15 or 16 people scheduled, I believe the 28th of this month. And I need to do those to make headway in the RICO case. But after we do the depositions, we should be in a position with Mr. Gillespie to start moving forward.
There's no objection, Your Honor, to bring on the RICO case.
I haven't set a date yet, but we will set a date.
Will I be here tomorrow with you?
Oh, and Judge, we have, this case will sit tomorrow as well for a Nelson hearing. I want to make sure that's still going on the docket and everything still set for that.
Sure.
Yes, sir, I have a hearing on 20 CF 1370 only.
Right.
Okay.
The other two cases are not for this hearing.
Yes, just my
But
case.
I have Attorney Ramey, Attorney Henderson, and Attorney Cobb on 3 different cases along with Ms. Basso and Mr. Gillespie for the
Right.
state.
What, I don't have the Henderson case.
Your Honor, Mr. Henderson was on the tampering case that was merged with the trafficking case.
And the trafficking case is Mr. Raymond.
That's
That is
correct,
correct,
Your
Your
Honor.
Honor.
That's 2017 CF 3441. I came on board in February of this year. Been diligently working towards getting and securing discovery since. Ms. Basso has been incredibly helpful. But we're still have a lot of outstanding discovery. There were approximately 43 witnesses in the original case, and we've been able to secure 3 depositions to this point. I have the court reporter looking for transcripts and also any recordings that may not have been transcribed before. Should have answers to that. We have well over 20,000 pages of discovery that we're going through, thousands of images that I've already sat down at the sheriff's office and gone over and reviewed that are privileged, and they're not allowed to be disseminated to me. So we are diligently working towards a goal line. I know Your Honor is anxious to get this moving since it's a DCA remand. If we could put this on the 10-11 docket, I hope we'll have a lot more answers for you, and hopefully by then know who, if any, depositions we're going to need to actually take so we can give you a realistic trial date down the road.
The state has no objection. As Mr. Ramey said, we've talked as recently as this morning. We will plan to actually meet in person prior to that to go over some things as well.
Well, hopefully, like you say, I think you framed it as well as I can frame it, that we'll grant continuance, but hopefully by that time we'll at least have a little clearer picture about where we're going.
That's our hope, Your Honor.
Move these cases.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Appreciate your efforts. I know tremendous amount of work goes in.
I appreciate your understanding, Your Honor. It is a lot of work. But thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
May I be excused, Judge? That's the only case I have with you.
I got to get with Mr. Mr. Henderson, are you taking over this case?
He's got the tampering case,
Okay.
and he'll continue to move forward, and
Okay.
that's my understanding anyway.
I just want to make sure that my record is clear.
Okay.
The 1370 case is going to be moved to the 1011 docket as well, Judge?
That is correct. I'm
Thank you,
sorry, I
Judge.
thought you said.
Good to see you. I'll give you a call, okay?
They're both cases will be continued until October 11th, our next session.
Thank you, Your Honor. Pleasure to see you, sir.
Mr. Notes, are you ready?
I am.
Who's your inmate, sir? 26 to 33?
Jasmine's the first.
And 3 of them were continued, Mr. because he did an order continuing to 10-11.
Right.
But he didn't provide an order for the other 2 cases.
29 through 33, and it's up to you if you want to do the female first or last. We'll bring him around to the attorney conference. I've got to get him back to Michael up.
I'll see you next time. Thank you, sir. I will thank you. Thank you.
Morning, Mr. Notes.
Morning, Judge. I've got one out of custody, Alicia Dean.
Want to do that one first?
If I could, Judge, she's here. Judge, I'm trying to set a deposition of the arresting officer, and we've had a little bit of trouble doing so, but got an email yesterday telling me that the request has been added to a waiting list.
What does that mean? Who's the state on?
It's my case, Your Honor. This is where I was telling you I made myself available on some more dates. Ms. Buhal is working to make sure that people who ask first get the first available, get the dates, and then she will get to Mr. Nopes' request, and we will get these depositions set, even if I have to make myself available on more dates. So.
Okay, that's clear as mud. I said, as clear as mud.
I added more deposition dates, and there were people who made requests for more dates before Mr. Nopes did.
Okay.
So Ms. Buhal is working through the list, is
So
what I'm saying.
we're trying to get the depositions scheduled.
Correct.
So I guess we need to continue until 10/11.
10/11?
Excuse me, October 9th for out of custody. Caught that one. So hopefully we can get them scheduled. I appreciate Ms. Sharpless. I know you've got a caseload. I appreciate your efforts to try to.
I'm working on it.
Judge, after Miss Dean, the first inmate, we're going to do Karen Howler first. Judge, I have rescheduled one of the officers that could not attend the last go-around of depositions for September 29th, so if we could also have October, is it 11th?
Is that anticipated to be the last depot needed?
Judge, I hope that resolves it.
State okay, continue to, obviously you have to, if you don't have that scheduled. Continue to October 11th.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Right this way, this side.
You can bring them back.
Yes, sir.
Judge, this is Barry, Judge Gassman. He's got 3 cases on the docket, 21 CF 2971, 21 CF 3043, and 22 CF 2298. We did take the deposition of the FDLE personnel. We filed a motion to have it transcribed, and the court signed an order. I just don't have the depot back yet. I was just going to say, although the case is not going this time, if you wanted to leave it for Monday so we can give you some feedback if I got the transcript, or if it's going to be continued, it's up to the court how you want to do it. But
Judge, state's ready for trial.
We did announce
okay.
last trial last time.
As soon as I get the transcript, I'm going to go to the jail and give it to my client so he can read
Let's
it.
come back and docket day. Let's have it set, and we'll, let's see what we got. 821. Is there? I assume there is an offer, but
There was an offer. He wasn't interested in it. The victims have asked me actually to rescind the offer. But if Mr. Nubb still wants to speak to him before docket day, we'll certainly consider that. For the record, Your Honor, the trial case, though, would be 21-2971. It's capital sex bat.
Understand.
okay. Very good. So we'll come back on docket day 821.
Thank you, Judge.
Right this way, sir. Mr. Gassman.
Thanks.
Judge, the next case I have is Mario Lee, 23 CF 148. Judge, I'm going to ask to leave this set for docket day. There's several co-defendants, and we have finally gotten a date that I believe is agreeable, but it's not till November 17th for depots. The state's not giving anybody that I'm aware of any more discovery than what we kind of had early on.
Whose hand is this your case?
This is my case.
I want to make sure somebody's listening to what he's saying.
So, Judge, and I think it's only fair that we readdress and we'll take another look at his bond, and there's a possibility that I may very well draft a motion to dismiss. So if we could leave it set for Monday, I can let the court know where we're at.
Okay.
And if a hearing needs to be scheduled, then I know you've got a miscellaneous docket day, or I'm sorry, a miscellaneous criminal day on September 12th or something like that. So,
Judge, I'm unaware of what they might be missing, but if he'll get with me before docket day, we'll discuss what he thinks he should have that he doesn't have.
I will tell you, Your Honor, it's been one of them weeks, I guess. But this is the same case we had a bond hearing on with this court. And the court even indicated, Mr. Nubb, you might want to just file a motion to dismiss based on what the state has given you.
I don't have a problem. You always have a right to file a motion to dismiss.
I'm just saying that she acts like they've given us more than enough to convict somebody, and there's hardly anything being given to us, Judge.
Right. But the only thing that's remaining in discovery is this outstanding deposition.
The depositions of all the witnesses, yes, sir.
Well, that may contain something, but I agree. I mean, you only got what you got at this point, so you got to deal with it. Okay. So we'll come back on August 21st, which is next Monday.
Jeff Rupert.
Mr. Nubb, would you announce?
Jeffrey Scott Rupert, 22 CF 2777.
Mr. Nips just handed me a plea agreement and then let's see if
I might have it.
I was getting the score sheet ready for the court, Your Honor, and I might need to print it out, but I think Mr.
I've got it,
Nips will
Judge.
also have a copy.
Judge, may I approach?
You may.
Judge, on behalf of Mr. Rupert, he's charged in 22 CF 2777 with possession of controlled substance, possession of paraphernalia, which is misdemeanor, and obstruction, serving of a search warrant, which is also a misdemeanor. The state had made the offer of adjudication withheld, 2 years probation with the special conditions outlined on the plea agreement. I do know that he's going to move back to Kentucky, so he needs to be allowed to transfer his probation. And I'm assuming that they would want, for probation purposes, it'd be an adjudication on the misdemeanors with time served. But it's a withhold on the felony.
See, I don't see the misdemeanors on the agreement.
They're listed as charges. Want me to write in that it's time served?
Yeah, I mean, that's the, probation sounds like it.
And Your Honor, also.
Is that state in agreement with that?
Yes, Your Honor. Also, if he is going to request a transfer, probation has in the past requested that that be listed on the plea agreement, so it's clear that he's allowed to do that. And there is a process that he needs to follow through probation, and he may not leave the state until that step is complete, just so he knows. I believe there's some monies that need to be paid and there's some paperwork that needs to be done. He is not allowed to leave the state until that's done. But he can get with probation about that, and they will walk him through that.
That is where they're making a good suggestion.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Rupert, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement, and I see those same terms are contained, and we'll talk about them in just a second, but I see you've signed this plea agreement. My first question to you is, have you read this plea agreement closely?
Yes, sir.
And did you go over it in detail with your attorney, make sure you understand all the legal ins and outs of this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and you understand importantly that you're waiving the right to go to a trial, and this will be a final resolution of this case. Do you understand that? You
Yes,
believe
sir.
it's in your best interest to enter into this plea?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you will have the opportunity to transfer them. That's not, I mean, it's part of the plea that you can transfer, but that's kind of outside of the terms of our plea agreement. You got to go through probation to get it transferred. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You got to file something, I think you got to pay $100, right? Always trying to get money. So, but as a part of that, you've got some things that are contained in the written agreement: substance abuse evaluation and treatment, community service hours. Those are all still have to be done wherever you're going. And you should be, those are kind of standard requirements, so you should be able to get them done wherever you're going. Where you're going, Kentucky?
Yes, sir.
Okay. They should have some of those. But those are still part of this plea agreement, you understand?
Yes, sir.
But the main part of this, in addition to that, is the 2 years of probation with the special conditions of the substance abuse, treatment, etc. And you you've got 2 misdemeanors as well. Those will be dealt with by credit for time served, so those will be done. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Is that your understanding what everything is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good. Good luck, sir.
Good with me. Judge, the last case I've got is Jeremy Sullivan. Judge, the state and I spoke yesterday, and we've agreed to put this on for September 12th.
What is September 12th?
That's a miscellaneous day.
Or just for a possible resolution?
I think we can get it resolved.
Okay. So we'll continue this till, say again what day?
September 12th.
September 12th. That would be in the morning.
Right. Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good.
Thank
So
you.
it's going to be resolved for sure September 12th?
We're gonna get you a solid offer on before September 12th.
Because the last court date, the prosecutor said that we'd have it done today. So now we're going to continue again, so.
Well, no, if we got it continued again, it'd be in the middle of October. I'm trying to bring it in for a landing a month later than what the prosecutor thought and I thought last time.
Well, they assured us it would be done today.
Is there an offer on the table? Is there an offer on the table?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't hear the defendant's.
Yeah, we gotta pay attention.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Is there an offer on the table, defendant?
Judge, I don't believe there is because this case was an old case. He had gotten himself in a little bit of problems under Santa Rosa and got sent to DOC. And then we brought him back. That's why these cases are 2020 cases.
Right.
And so then Mr. Lasco inherited it, and last month was the first month he had the case.
Right.
And he truly thought he could get through all of it and get with me, and I've emailed him, and he called me yesterday afternoon, and we just need a little more time.
Okay. Very good. So we'll come back on September 12th.
Mr. Gilbert's out there.
Judge, I believe that's all I've got with you.
Thank you, Mr. Knobs. Have a good day. TJ, after this case, we're going to make sure. Yes. Mr. Gilbert, come on.
On case, Mr. Braden Grimm in 23 CF 159, we have a waiver on file. Your Honor, we conducted depots on this case. I'm sorry.
Oh, so Mr. Grimm is now in custody. Correct.
Yes,
Okay,
you.
go ahead.
So since last time we did conduct depots, and I received the offer last night. Mr. Grimm was charged with trafficking here, but he had charges in 2 other counties. Down in Monroe County, that charge is being resolved, and he's got another one over in Santa Rosa. It's not as serious as this, but it's related, and I have depots. I had depots set, and I had to cancel them because I got COVID. So what I would like to do is ask for a continuance so that I can do the depositions in Santa Rosa to be more informed.
Make a universal settlement, is that what you're aiming for?
Well, I believe it'll affect this case, yes, Your Honor.
Oh, State?
I think that his assessment is correct, Your Honor. I have no objection to a continuance.
Okay. So we'll continue this one second. October 9th.
Thank you, Your Honor, that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Gilbert. You have a good day. Okay, we're going to take a short morning break. We'll be back maybe in 10 minutes or so.
All rise, please. Court's in a 10-minute recess. He's back there. We got to.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Core Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
Congratulations, Crestview's very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law, for your recent jury verdict of $11.5 million for your client from a death and injury against an inflatable amusement company. Recognized in 2017 as one of the top 100 civil trial lawyers in the state of Florida, and Dixie is AV Preeminent rated. Dixie Dan Powell works tirelessly for his clients, as is evident by this extraordinary verdict. If you're taking your case to trial, be prepared. Contact Dixie Dan Powell and Powell Injury Law, 850-306-2667.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045. Dave's Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at Dave'sTirePros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestview.agent.com.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdun Boulevard in Crestview, or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Hi, I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briar Patch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
Background Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items. And we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. Hope to see you soon.
Papa's Juicy Beef and Tasty Bird is located at 482 North Weston Street in historic downtown Crestview, just 1 block from the courthouse. We open at 10 a.m. with amazing lunch specials until 2 p.m., serving incredible burgers, wings, sandwiches, and appetizers. Join us for happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Hope to see you soon. I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and that's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Core Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
Congratulations, Crestviews' very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law, for your recent jury verdict of $11.5 million for your client from a death and injury against an inflatable amusement company. Recognized in 2017 as one of the top 100 civil trial lawyers in the state of Florida, and Dixie is AV Preeminent rated. Dixie Dan Powell works tirelessly for his clients, as is evident by this extraordinary verdict. If you're taking your case to trial, be prepared. Contact Dixie Dan Powell and Powell Injury Law, 850-306-2667.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma.
How are you?
I'm Tony Henderson and James Owens.
What's the other one?
Tony Henderson and James Owens.
Go ahead and point out which one of these are your inmates. I got Shay Jones. Who else?
Shay Jones is just mine. He's the only one that I have.
Okay. Who else do you
Then there's
Victor, I think.
Stanton.
I'm not sure.
I see Victor Stanton.
Victor Stanton for Mr. Owens, yeah, and Patricia Davis.
Patricia Davis.
You don't have her as an inmate?
Okay.
No, I don't think you transported Patricia Davis. But I'll ask. Oh, there she is. Got her. Regional conflict. Who we have?
right, I'm on.
Which one is Henderson's?
Mr. Henderson
We
has.
didn't have Mr. Miles, Your Honor, but we did cover
Mrs.
that.
Miles.
We already covered that this
We
morning.
covered that one.
And Mr.
He has several attorneys, and that all continues until 10/11. So if you want to let him know, who's the other attorney?
James Owens.
That was Victor Stanton, Your Honor.
Victor Stanton, both Maxes, and Patricia Davis.
Yeah. Victor Stanton.
You want to know about the Victor Maxes?
What are we doing right now, Shay Jones?
Shay Jones should be coming out here.
Okay, thank you.
Are you booked?
What?
Are you booked today?
I got it.
Okay, she's got it. That's gonna be, he's gonna cover for him.
Roger, they don't give you a seat at the table now, huh?
Oh,
Now you're like, you're special prosecutor, they have to push you out, push you over to the. Would you announce the case, Mr. Stone?
Good morning, Your Honor. With regards to 2022 CF 1104F, State of Florida versus Shay Patrick Jones, Jeff Tony for the defendant. Your Honor.
Where are we at?
With regards to this case, I received discovery from the state yesterday with regards to a proffer, and also there is a motion to dismiss that we filed this morning. Me and Mr. Owens, who will be co-counseling on this particular case. So I guess at this time, we're probably going to just contact your JA and set it on your miscellaneous date that you have. And I don't think it's going to be right for try. We could probably try it the next cycle, Your Honor. We talked about that last night. Thank you, sir. But in lieu of this new proffer, I think we need an opportunity to go with my client. He hadn't even heard about it yet.
Okay. So we'll continue this to 10/11.
The 10/11.
Would you mind if we set that motion to dismiss today? It's purely a matter of law, so if you have this.
I think we're going to be changing the way we set afternoon miscellaneous, so I'm going to say no.
Okay.
But I think we're going to all of them go through my office for all afternoon miscellaneous, because we can't, the left and the right doesn't, we got to get these scheduled out. We're trying to work on the process. Make it easier on you.
The clerk is overbooking judge.
But it's because they're getting different people are coming, they're coming in, they don't know it. They don't really, different people are setting it. So we're trying to get it a single point setting it so that we can get the proper number.
I'll just contact your office.
Yeah, we're. Okay.
Victor Stanton.
Come around this side, please. How you doing?
Counsel,
Dave?
would you announce the case?
Yes.
CF 2525.
State of Florida versus Victor Stanton. Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Owens is requesting a continuance as discovery is not complete on this homicide.
Where are we at with the discovery?
Your Honor, I'm covering
We're
for,
looking at going on 2 years.
Your Honor, I'm covering for Ms. Davis this morning. It was my understanding that there are more depositions in Mr. Stanton's case, that her and Mr. Owens is on this case, is that correct?
Correct.
Yes.
That they had scheduled.
So there are more that are scheduled, or is this the last batch?
I am unsure of that information.
When you appear for Mr. Davis, Ms. Davis, you have to appear for her. You can't. You've got to be able to talk about the case. Do you have something, Mr. Arnold?
Yes, Judge, I represent co-defendant. There were some depositions that were scheduled that had to be canceled last minute due to some sort of technical issue, but we're rescheduling that, and that's probably.
Fleming, you need them?
But we've done a number of depositions.
Do you think these are the last batch? Is that your deadline?
I believe so. I think at this point, it's just the last critical witnesses.
So, I mean, nobody's disagreeing that it needs to be continued. We want to get this case.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure and assist the parties to, make sure we're.
There's already an attorney in there, so just
And
wait
it
for
appears, Your Honor, the defendant has given me a motion where he's filed for reduction of bond in this particular case. I'm sure Your Honor would like to hear that, but I think that would be an issue that Mr. Owens would have to address with the court, setting that and scheduling.
Well,
this
let
up.
me just say to you, if an inmate, somebody who's represented by counsel files something, immediately it's going to be dismissed as a nullity unless the attorney gets involved. The attorney has to file. If you are represented, everybody needs to know, the defendants need to know this. The defendant is represented by counsel. They cannot file motions on their own. It will be denied automatically, procedurally. I won't even look at it. So just make sure and do this. It's got to go through Mr. Owens, which is what you're saying.
Yes.
I'm telling you, what you're saying is correct. Okay. Thank you very much.
I think that's all. Well, there was one more. Your Honor.
That's all I've got for you. Who else?
Patricia Davis.
Patricia Davis.
Right,
That's for
that's
Mr. Owens as well.
Is that also, who's the attorney?
James Owens is the attorney, Your Honor.
I only have one for Mr. Owens.
I think that's, it may be an issue that, and I briefly talked to the bailiff about it, might be a regional conflict type of case where Mr. Owens is taking over.
Mr. Harper and I discussed this case, and Mr. Owens just do a notice of appearance.
I'm sorry, who's the attorney?
I have Mr. Harper, Your Honor.
I'm going through each case to see if Mr. Owens is
Patricia, you
filed.
had to go to the lectern, would you?
Mr. Harper, come on, we'll go ahead and deal with the case.
How you doing? Come around this side, please. I'm sorry.
We've got Mr. Harper being on it, so.
He wants to be substituted for the attorney. You don't care?
I was going to do this at the trial. Judge Rudy Harper, on behalf of Patricia Davis, I'm not certain as to the position of Mr. Owens on this case. Ms. Davis has 20 CF 1186, 21 CF 437, and 22 CF 1502. When talking with Ms. Sharpless, it is my intent to leave this matter left set for trial, the cycle. I think that we're trying to incorporate a possible resolution with her time served, but she's got a significant chunk of time in, but I was unaware if Mr. Owens is.
Your Honor, I think.
Why don't we go ahead and just set it for docket day, keep it on the trial
Excellent.
schedule for 8/21, and communicate with Mr. Owens.
Excellent. Excellent.
Try and figure out where we're going with it.
Your Honor, just for the record, I don't think I've received a notice of appearance from Mr. Owens, so I don't think he has the discovery, and I was unaware that Ms. Davis had retained him, so.
That's what I'm saying, there should be maybe a discussion between Mr. Owens. If Mr. Owens, to start, Mr. Turner, you might want to call him and let him know that there's this kind of
Yeah, I'm going to talk to him immediately. That date is was that the 21st, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Monday.
Monday, 21st.
And I think that's all I have today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. 3 Office 10-4.
Never said you had time to review.
We can do Mr. Niddles, TJ?
Vincent Brown for Mr. Niddles.
Mr. Niddles, okay, good. Judge, hold on just a second, let me get your case. Okay, go ahead.
Right now, yeah.
Tell her to call me, I'll set it up. Judge, this is Notorian Henson Brown. He's a co-defendant with...
This is 22 CF 1245, sorry, I got to put on record.
That's all right. Mr. Brown is a co-defendant with the gentleman that was just up with Mr. Tony, Mr. Jones. And I think...
May we approach briefly, Judge? You may.
Of the Crestview Coney Islands, burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
October 11th, our next pre-trial doc.
I'll be able to talk to you
Right.
next week.
Gregory Johnson. Gregory Johnson.
Hey, Greg. Judge, this is Gregory Johnson. I've got several cases with Mr. Johnson. Actually, I think there's 3.
I've got 2.
There's 22 or 23 CF 778, 779, and then I believe there's 11. If I can find it real quick.
What's the full case, number? What's the year? 23?
23 778.
Yeah, I got the first 2. 7879 was the third case.
Let me see if I can find it here, Judge. 1092.
Is it
23 CF 1092.
Hold on. That's not on our doc, we're just trying to.
I'm showing this is a Crestview case, Your Honor, with Judge Montero.
Yeah, it was an incident that happened at the jail, so.
Whoa. Are you aware that it's with Judge Gontera?
I thought it was.
It's not my case.
I thought the last time we were here, they said they were going to transfer it to you.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to clarify.
Your Honor, this is Ms. Leone's case at the north end. It's a battery on a detention.
I understand that.
So there has not been transferred.
And it's not going to be transferred.
That's not my understanding, no, Your Honor. We certainly would be open to discussing everything together if we get to a resolution point. But at this point, we're going to leave it there because if there's any depositions or anything, it just needs to stay with the original attorney.
Okay. We just want to make clear where we're at.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about.
I'll get with Ms. Leone. I think we need to transfer to get all 3 of these cases together.
Okay.
For purposes of settling this case, is what I.
It's not like you're down in Miami. You can pick up the phone and talk to their attorneys here. That's not going to keep you guys from settling it. Okay? Consolidating is not for the purpose of settlement. That's great. They've already said they're in the same office. They're not in a different office. You can call both of them.
I understand that, Your Honor, but for me, it's a difference between a drive to Crestview and a drive to Okaloosa.
How about a phone call? And if you take your cases, you have to be willing to drive to Crestview as well as this courthouse. I'm sorry.
That's a discussion for another time, I guess. So we just need to continue, Mr. Johnson.
Where are we at?
We got depositions set for October the 10th.
They were recently set, Your Honor, and they are in fact set for October the 10th at 1:30. And Mr. Johnson, or Mr. Nettle, if you do wish to review the evidence, we'll need to make a separate appointment with the lab for that, and I can do that for you whenever you're ready.
Okay.
And the state's not objecting?
No, Your Honor, we understand the depositions.
We'll continue to 10-11, and hopefully, there'll be communications on all 3 cases. And Ms. Basso will facilitate that if necessary.
I can do that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. No problem, Greg.
Jamarian Pride, 3 minutes.
Judge, this is Jamarian Pride. He's on 23 CF 322. Mr. Pride is in a case where there's two other co-defendants. We are trying to set depositions up. I did get a date from the state. It's in November. I just spoke with Marty Nopes. He represents one of the other co-defendants. Apparently there's some discovery he just got. But we need to continue Mr. Pride's case. I know he had one bond hearing. He's asked that I file for another hearing to reduce his bond, so I'll.
Okay, very good. We'll continue this until October 11th.
Right this way, sir. And Mr. Catalani, please. Dante Fleming.
I also have Elijah Westlake.
Oh, I apologize. I didn't realize you had it out of custody, sir.
Well, Mr. Westlake bonded out. I don't know. I haven't heard from him. Westbrook.
Is there a waiver on file?
I haven't met with him, Judge. He just bonded out. He had a motion for bond reduction that was set for the 14th, and then he bonded out prior to that, so. And I was just appointed to this case on July 21st, so I have not spoken with Mr. Westbrooks.
Judge, my understanding is he's supposed to be here, so I'd request a KPS. In addition to that, Judge, I did notice that Mr. Nello was appointed to this case, so I'm sending a courtesy copy of discovery over to his office. It previously went to the public defenders.
I would withdraw the bond motion on Mr. Westbrook, Judge, since he's already bonded out.
Very good. Court will issue no bond KPS. Okay. I think that's all I've got for you, Mr. Nelson.
That's all I had today, Judge. Thank you.
Have a good day. Thank you, too. Appreciate it. Mr. Catalan?
Thank you, Judge.
Dante Fleming.
First case that I have, Your Honor, is Mr. Dante Fleming. There he is. We have a motion to suppress. I believe it's tomorrow at 1:30. I think I actually might win this one, sir.
Judge, at this time, the state would revoke the offer.
Okay. What is the offer?
One moment, Judge.
What's the motion?
Motion to suppress, Judge.
The offer in this case was a downward departure to 12-1 DOC, court cost, and that's it. And it would be an adjudication, Judge. He'd be pleading as charged to count 1, and we'd know pros counts 2 and 3. It'd be a substantial haircut, seeing as he scored approximately 2 years.
Very good. So why don't we just put down for tomorrow, if depending on what happens tomorrow, let's make sure we have another date if it's necessary.
Yes, sir.
So we'll come back tomorrow, 8, what is this today?
I think it's it.
16th, so it's 17th, 8/17.
I think it's at 1:30, right, Judge? Okay.
Correct.
Let's see. Your Honor, one other matter, if it's a case that's set for Monday. It's Ben Foster. I talked with the state about that. We're both in agreement to continue the case. There's an additional witness that I need to depose, and Mr. Lasco does not object to the continuance. He actually told me about the additional witness. So that's set for Monday. If we can just take care of it today, that would be great. But once
you can just, if somebody will help me just by paper, give me a number.
I'll file a motion.
No, you don't have to file a motion. You're dealing with it in open court, but I need an order saying that it's continued, so it's paper.
I'll get you an order. I'll get you an order.
Unless you object, I mean, if what he's saying is correct.
That's correct, Your Honor. When reviewing for the case, because it was set plea or trial for Monday, I went through discovery. Previously, the victim's medical records was sent to defense counsel. However, I neglected to list the medical employees who examined the victim. So I'm listing those people, that way Mr. Kadlenik has the opportunity to conduct depositions.
And I'll do that within the next month.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you, Judge. So we're off for the 21st then?
We are.
Oh, I'll get you that order.
Give me that order. And it'll continue until the 11th of October. Well, is he out on bond?
Yes, sir.
So it would be October 9th.
Very well.
October 9th.
I'll put that down.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, as a friend of the court, we redressed Elijah Westbrook. I have a feeling it's I'm trying to hit this off of the past. Mr. Nettle did actually file a written waiver in that case. Today was a bond motion. When he bonded out, it did not give a specific court date. There's been 2 notices sent, one for today and one for next Thursday, the 24th. My suspicion is there's probably been confusion on Mr. Westbrook's part. I'd ask, considering the bond motion was withdrawn, to let that case come back on the 24th, because that is probably when Mr. Westbrook has been told to be here.
Is that August 24th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I've already canceled it, but I can put it back in based on.
Withdrawal. He just says that he was going to probably show up that day. That's what he said. The hearing hasn't been canceled. What's the state's?
I would stipulate to that, Judge, out of an abundance of caution, just in case the defendant truly did not know to be here.
Okay. So we now need to make sure we have a date for him. So we do the 10/9, October 9th?
Well, we just going to keep the 24th date, or are we just going to?
Well, that's been withdrawn, so that hearing has technically been canceled. If he shows up that day, somebody should tell him that it's.
I'll try to get in touch with him. I don't know.
Yes, sir. But we'll continue for the next cycle. He's not in jail, so we'll do it for the.
No, Your Honor, that's what I was getting at, is Mr. Nettle filed a written waiver today, which is technically the pretrial conference.
Absolutely. No, that's fine.
So that took care of that. The bond motion is next week. With it being withdrawn, all we need to do is set it for October the 9th.
Absolutely. I appreciate you doing it. We're not trying to lock people up.
That's good.
For no reason.
That's good. I'll get the contact information from Mr. Gates.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have a phone number for him?
Your Honor, I don't see any other kinds of hearings I have to represent.
I'm gonna go through just see if we've got Mr. Arrowwood. Anybody
here from him?
ever reached that? Miss Graham? Here?
Your Honor, Miss Graham's case, I know we did address, I think that was
Jennifer
Hall. Should we address that on Monday, Your Honor? Miss Graham let the court know that she would not be here today, and the court, I think, placed that on
Okay, so we'll
the,
play that on docket day. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Looking for Mr. Arrowwood. I don't
Mr.
see him.
Mr.
Arrowwood is number 1 on mine. Bell.
Your Honor, in Mr. Belt's case, I note that was a case where we're also,
Mr. Arrowwood continued this on Monday.
he did.
Okay. And it's continued to what?
October 11,
Okay, very good.
based on.
Who was that, so that I can tell what to make?
That was Bell. The very first case.
That was a case where we do have the,
That was
deposition.
continued to.
That's not even one of the ones on
October
shelf.
11. Yes, sir. I went ahead and did minute sheets for all those cases that the attorneys brought up on Monday to get them off of today.
Yeah, but
From
some
now
of
on, I'll
them
leave
did,
it
some of them
alone.
just, no, that's good, but some of them just didn't make it onto my docket. It's my thing, because I'm tracking them on paper.
Yes, sir. And you asked about Ms. Graham as well?
And we did. That's continued till docket day on 8/21. That's what I've got. 23 CF 1280.
Okay, I must have stepped out, because I saw him earlier.
No, sir, I got it. Yes, sir, October 11.
Okay, then, well, I got docket day 8/21. But also put it on for October 11th, just in case. What about Trevor Brown with Mr. Griffith?
Nobody here from him?
Is that your case?
He's not on the transport. Okay, so then, probably been, because it's been, continued previously, and I didn't get the word. And would somebody, didn't we call Powell, Bo, or Gil, or somebody? We've got several.
Right. Gil Powell had called me this morning and mentioned that Bo Powell was going to cover for him.
We've got one for Bo and one for Gil.
Right,
Mr. I apologize, I think Mr. Powell is actually talking to a client.
Oh, yes, okay, good.
I was about to say, Judge, I thought I saw Mr. Powell this morning.
Then we've got David Hahn with attorney Michael Riley.
I do have Trevor Brown.
Those are all the attorneys.
That is not.
I've got Mr. Swipe, that's who I know is here.
Let me make sure it wasn't.
Right.
That's
Your Honor.
Yes.
You brought up Trevor Brown.
Yes.
We were with Mr. Griffith. I did not see that case was previously continued.
Yeah, we'll hold on a second.
Judge.
Go ahead. Is that on this case?
Well, no, it's not in this case. It was Han.
Hold on, one case at a time.
They were transported. Do we know why Trevor Brown wasn't transported?
What do we have, Madam Clerk, on that?
Well, Mr. Brown, I have.
22 CF 7.
Sergeant said he has a waiver on
Except for
file.
today with Mr. Griffith. And I do show that he's an inmate.
He has a waiver on file according to our booking.
Is there a waiver on file? I'm sorry.
Judge, I will let you know that depositions in that case are ongoing. It's a case with a co-defendant. My recollection is the co-defendant's case was actually previously continued on the same basis. The state anticipated that Mr. Griffith was going to request a continuance today, for which the state was not going to have an objection. If the court wants to set it for the next pretrial, that's fine. Or alternatively, if the court wishes to set it for docket day, that's also fine.
Okay, there's a waiver on file. Let's just set it for the next cycle. Looks like there's more discovery, and it's, he is an inmate, so it'll be October 11th.
I will let Mr. Griffith know.
Frank.
Thank you.
He loaded up 37, 38, 39, and 41.
Counsel, let's go.
Judge, I believe that for defendant Han, I think that's Bo Powell as well.
Yeah, we'll get, as long as we have one of the Powells, they'll
Stand right here.
on this. Okay, I've got Riley, but we'll handle it. Bo, are you handling David Hahn as well?
Yes, sir, I am.
I have Michael Riley.
I'm co-counsel on that.
You're co-counsel.
It's better than
We'll deal with it.
I appreciate it. It's better than the alternative.
Your Honor, does the court wish to deal with Ms. Clark and Mr. Chapman, who are public defender clients, or?
Sure. That's fine. They're here, let's do it.
Your Honor, Steve Medina, docket number 110, Sherry Lynn Clark is before the court in 21 CF 3182 and 22 CF 2896. I'm asking to continue her cases to next cycle. I do not believe there's an objection to that continuance. We're working with an expert and have some extensive documents that he's going over.
State.
That's accurate, Judge, no objection.
Okay, without objection, the court continues till 10/11, October 11th.
Thank you. The next gentleman is John Chapman, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, Steve Medina with John L. Chapman in 23 CF 917. I met with Mr. Chapman yesterday. I think there might be a possibility of a resolution. I would ask to have him return on docket day. At this time, though, he was not prepared to accept a probation deal, which the state's offer has been 36 months probation with an adjudication of guilt as charged. It's possible that a resolution can be reached on Monday, so I would like to return to
Very good. We'll continue this till docket day 8/21 on Monday.
Clear continuance.
Yes.
Clear.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
All right, I want you to leave that, will you? Or you
All
want
right.
to carry it?
That's fine, whatever you want, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
I gotta get a heart operation next week.
Thank you, Mr. Chapman.
Thank you.
Stephen Hooper, or Mr. Powell?
Mr. Powell, on to yours.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning. Stephen Hooper, he's present, 22 CF 1747. Judge, we finished depositions on August 9th. We're asking for one last continuance, Judge. We're looking at a risk assessment being completed or being performed and need a last continuance on the matter.
Your Honor, we would ask that it be the last continuance. There's been an offer out there since October that has been formally rescinded, but there's, I guess, no objection to continuance.
So the offer has been rescinded?
Yes, Your Honor. He asked for best and final and hasn't taken it, so.
So the court will continue this till October 11th, but I would ask the clerk's minutes to reflect this will be the last continuance. We'll be ready for tee it up for trial.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Samuel Jones. Mr. Jones.
Bo Powell on behalf of Samuel Jones, he's present. It's 22 CF 2128. Judge, if we could leave this on for your docket day, I'd ask it be plea or continue. We are working towards a possible plea. I've been in contact with the victims, and the state's going to reach back out to them. I think we're getting close. Ask it be plea or continue on docket day.
Judge,
I would note that you announced last continuance last time.
State has subs out. I have all my officers, my victims, civilian witnesses under sub, stage ready to go, so I'm requesting trial.
Clear trial?
Fair enough.
Clear trial. Thank you very much.
Judge-
August 21st, Monday.
Would that be at 9 o'clock?
Correct.
Before we do Samuel Jones, we're having
No, I understand that. That's a continuance.
You're all right over the case that y'all were talking about.
Here, hold on, let me just get the numbers. So these are cases, Miller Dunham, which is 20 CF 2183 and 21 CF 289. These were Mr. Reed's. He continued 3 other ones by just Scrivener's error. He didn't continue these. These should be continued to October 11th.
To be clear, if there was a Scrivener's error with that mine, I filed a motion to continue.
So somebody made error. Obviously, they intended to continue all 5 of them, and Mr. Reed can't represent them anyway. I'm sure he's trying to figure out how to be representing them. So I assume that's.
John Miller can go.
So the court will continue both of those cases until October 11th.
Yes.
That was your intention, I assume.
Yes.
As well. So we're all on the same. Sorry, Mr. Powell.
No problem, Judge.
All right, sir, are you Mr. Roach to the lectern? Samuel Roach.
This is Pierre Roach. It's 21 CF 3021. We're before the court on a violation.
Also 22 MM 102, I've got a second case.
Correct. There's a misdemeanor tracking the law.
Yeah, go ahead.
And we're before the court on a violation of probation. If the state and I could approach very briefly.
Sure.
Dane's Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at DaceTirePros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestview.agent.com.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Hi, I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briar Patch Realty. Helping qualifying heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
Based on conversations, the bar court will continue this matter until 10 October 11th. There's some discussions with drug court and whatnot that will continue to be pursued.
Very good. And Judge, just it's my understanding if we can bring it in early if we get it worked out.
Absolutely. We'll always work it on this lane.
But in the meantime, we want Mr. Rose, these are open cases, you want them to remain on the pretrial conference.
Is
Yeah,
this
this is good.
okay? Very
I
good.
had the same question too, why are BOPs on a free trial, but that's right, we'll speak.
Okay. Very good.
All right.
David Hahn?
Meadows?
This is Hahn, David Hahn, and it's under Michael Riley on the docket.
Got it.
And on
Announce the case number.
yes, sir. It is 22 CF 861. And on Mr. Hahn's matter, we're waiting on a report from Dr. Harper. We've been in contact with Dr. Harper. We anticipate the report any day now. Any day now. I'd like to leave it on docket day.
Sure.
Plea or continue.
That's fine.
We're working
Come
towards a
back on
resolution.
docket day, plea or continue.
They need you in one out, don't you?
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Can we bring him back?
Sure. TJ, could you bring back Mr. Hahn real quick?
Mr. Hahn, one more second. Hahn. The judge needs to address your warrant. Quickly.
I apologize. I didn't have the opportunity to say, I don't think we're going to get it by docket day. I think that's a little optimistic. If we could continue this a little further out, because we're just setting it plea continue anyway, I don't think it's going to be resolved this cycle. So we're waiting on, we also have to conduct one deposition as well to have this in a trial posture. there's one last person to depose. So I think if we just continue at one cycle, that gives us time to get the mental health evaluation, see the results, and also work the case.
That's fine, Judge.
Okay, very good. So we'll continue this until 10:11.
Thank you, Judge.
Regular cycle.
I'm gonna go down and get one of emails. Okay.
Judge, I'm also covering for Michael Griffith. Yes.
Then we'll do Mr. Griffith.
Have Eddie Meadows, 21 CF 542. He's out of custody.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
On Mr. Meadows' matter, this was a pretrial intervention fail-out, and Mr. Meadows has been working towards completing those conditions. We'd like to leave it on docket day, clear continued.
Is he going to have everything done by docket day? Because my understanding is he's working with the VA to get some of these conditions done, and the VA is notoriously slow. I'm just trying to avoid bringing cases from
If realistically got a shot at it next Monday, let's get it on. But if not, let's just schedule it for everybody to come.
Let's do 10-11 then, in the abundance of caution.
I mean, he's not in jail, so hopefully get it done. I'll give you a little more time to get it done.
Yes, wait for it.
Can that be 10-9, Your Honor?
That would be 10-9. Sorry for the thank you. It'll be the 9th, not the 11th.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
Wait for me, okay.
And we've got Griffith.
Yes, sir. It's Trevor Brown.
Okay.
And I apologize, I don't have the case number for Mr. Brown.
Yeah, my recollection is you continued the case.
Okay, well, very good. I'm
10-11.
okay, very good.
I just got notes on it. Either you or somebody else did. I think you did.
Okay. Already handled it then. Very good.
More efficient than you.
Right.
Okay. I think that's all you got.
I believe that is
Unless
it.
you're covering for somebody else.
I don't believe so. Have a good day, Judge. Thank you.
You have a good day.
I only showed one inmate left, and that would be Jeremy Sullivan. Oh, no, we saw him. So then, regional conflict possible next. He had to take a group downstairs, so it's going to be.
Conflict. Harper.
Yeah, we'll be next, unless Mr.
Swiatek.
Or Swiatek.
Yeah, he's back.
We're waiting for you all morning.
I'm sorry, there's some chaos going on back there.
Yeah, it's about 100 inmates.
Well, y'all need to staff up for 100 inmates. It's not like it's a surprise.
I know, it's not perfect. Let's do the best we can.
I know.
I understand your frustration. Which is your first case? Bartle?
Bartle's the only case that's Bartle. Right. And I went back to talk to him a second time, but he's now gone.
So Mr. Bartle's gone?
Yeah, I think it's in the north.
Yeah.
With the earlier inmates. It would have been a mistake, probably my fault, actually.
But
We said there's a council, they'll fall on sword. So what do we need to do?
I think based on the facts of this case and the chaos this morning, it should be dismissed by the court.
The state would disagree, Your Honor.
Well, you could be over.
So we had this case set last time for last continuance, so where are we ready for trial?
I think we may have a plea if we can come back on docket day the 21st.
That would be an easy way to. So we'll stay with
That's
it.
good, Your Honor. Yes, we were speaking as recently as this morning on that.
21st.
Yeah, no problem.
And Mr. Swiatek can have a chance to meet with this client once and for all. We'll go from there.
All right. And if the court would give him cab fare from OCJ to my house.
Absolutely. Put it in the order.
Thank you.
Submit it to the clerk.
Judge, I do believe Mrs. Swiatek has one more case.
Do you have another case, sir?
You just gonna walk out on your own? Patrick Clark. So that.
Patrick Hart, he's done.
So he was sentenced on 8/14, however, I guess the sentence didn't include the speeding ticket. So the speeding ticket is on the docket. And
so what is the state proposing?
I would propose that we merge and dismiss.
Are you okay with that?
I agree, as I always do, with.
Always being cooperative. In
Right.
continuous cooperative manner, you'll agree. Court will combine and dismiss.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Do we need an order on that? Take for that? Somebody get an order for me?
Like a track order.
No, why don't you get an order? We need an order.
Absolutely.
Thank you. You're a gentleman.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, it's good to see you.
Glad to see you.
As well.
Okay.
Rudy's up. Maybe, yes, Mr. Harper's up.
Yeah, I think that's, now, you got a couple that don't have attorneys, where are
No,
they?
they do have attorneys now. It showed on my list as not having attorneys, but it looks like Mr. Medina that represents both of them.
We said on both of them? Okay.
Those are
Well, I've got three. I've got three no attorneys.
Oh, I only had two. Who's your third, Your Honor?
Well, why didn't Chapman? I think we already did Chapman.
We did
He was
Chapman.
in custody, we just did him, Your Honor.
Chapman and Clark.
So Clark and Pride.
All of those are represented by Mr. Medina.
Right.
Mr. Pride, we already dealt with.
I thought so too.
Miss Clark, I think.
We just dealt with.
Yeah, we did her.
Miss Clark, we just dealt with. That is showing no attorney because it's technically a traffic ticket and the public defender can't be appointed to that, but it's traveling with that DUI manslaughter, Your Honor.
Okay, well, that's confusing, but I appreciate the explanation.
We got it now.
You ready for that?
What did we do on Chapman? That was a continuation.
Pride's the last one, so he's done.
Copy, sir. Frank, when you're ready, we'll take all of the regional conference councils.
I showed your docket day, August 21st.
Okay, so that's fine.
So, let me go in here.
Mr. Harper, you want to?
Yes, Judge.
I'm going to just stand for just a second. Just gonna-
I have two out of custody if I can call them first, Judge.
Okay.
Judge, this is Tremont Coward, number 49 on the dockets. He's before the courts on 20 CF 2490, 20 CF 299, and 23 CF 52.
Hold on just a second. Sorry, give me the name.
Tremont Coward, he's number 49 on my docket.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Judge, I'm going to ask to continue this to the October pretrial for depositions on the new law case.
State,
Your Honor, that's fine.
court will continue these matters till October 11th, 9 a.m.
If he's, would it be October the 9th?
Excuse me, 9th.
Okay.
Thank you. October 9th.
The next one I have that's out of custody judge is Pamela Hinson, number 61 on the docket. She is present and approaching.
Henson?
Yes, Hinson. She's number 61 on my docket. Before the court on 23 CF 818. What happened is that she was set for today, but she had been put on Monday's docket because she was originally an inmate when that docket was sent out, so that might be part of it, Judge. But we moved her from Monday to today because this is when she was originally scheduled. But for purposes of today, I'd ask to continue to do the depo of the victim in this matter and ask that it be set for the October pretrial.
No objection.
We'll have to set it for another day.
Okay, so October 11th. October 9th. Thank you.
October 9th. Okay? No, I'll have to set it for another hearing to address that, okay?
Sierra Banks.
Sierra Banks, Judge, is before the courts on a number of cases. She's number 46 on the docket. She was before the court on 19 CF 1454, 19 CF 1459, 21 CF 454, 22 CF 278, and 23 CF 1170. Judge, the newest law charge, we're going to ask to continue this for deposition purposes. We're also trying to incorporate treatment as a possibility for a resolution. And so I believe Ms. Banks has also requested screening from Phoenix House. We're just waiting on a response from them.
Your Honor, depositions do need to be taken in that last case, and it just came from Crestview to us, Your Honor. So we do have some work we need to do.
Or we'll continue these cases until October 11th, 9 a.m.
Judge, this is Sarah Browder. She's number 48 on the docket, Browder, B-R-O-W-E-R. She's got 22 CF 2882. Judge, I'm asking to bring her back for docket day, clear continue. This is a probation offer. I think Ms. Browder is asking for something different, but I'll hopefully be able to negotiate and come to a resolution this cycle.
Very good. We'll continue this till docket day, August 21st, which is Monday.
Same here.
Mr. Harper, I've got William Bentley.
Yes, Judge.
Yeah, we're doing the females, Your Honor.
Okay, good. Sorry.
Rebecca Farrakis.
Judge, this is Rebecca Farrakis, number 56. I think the state had transferred some of her cases over to another division. I think we're just waiting on paperwork, maybe.
Judge, actually, there was some confusion. Originally, we thought that these cases need to go to the case with the lowest number, so we were planning on transferring them to a different division, but then we thought for expediency, we'll just send that one case over to this division. So, in short, I believe all of Ms. Farrakis' cases will remain with you.
Okay. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but we'll accept that. So I've got two cases, 23 CF 1067 and 22 CF 2327.
Yes, Judge, and there's also a 23 CF 1351. I will speak with Mr. Losco and see if we can come to an understanding on docket day. So I'd ask to bring it back.
Sure.
Okay. So we'll come back. Docket day 8/21.
William Bentley.
Judge, this is William Bentley.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Judge, this is William Bentley. He's before the court on 23 CF 624. Judge, if we can leave this set for possible resolution, plea, or trial this cycle. I've spoken with the state. I think there's some disagreements from their perspective as to how they would like to resolve this, but if we can leave this and bring it back on docket day with a possible trial this cycle.
Very good. So we'll come back on docket day 21 for a plea or trial.
That's going to be after lunch. It's going to be Craig.
Craig.
Yep.
Craig.
And the second half of our...
Max. You have to bring back.
He's in a wheelchair.
Max.
Yes, sir.
Craig? Oh, Curly.
Is this Clark?
This should be Gus Curley.
Gus Curly.
Yes. Judge, he's Gus Curley, number 51 on the docket. He's before the court on 22 CF 1028, 22 CF 1532, 22 CF 1452, 1542 and 23 CF 557. Judge, likewise on this case, we would like to leave this up for clear trial. I think one of the issues is some of the jail calls. I'm going to coordinate getting that to Ms. Sharpless, and hopefully we'll be able to use that in a resolution to this matter. But we'd like to bring it back on docket day.
Very good. Let's continue this to docket day.
Oh, next Monday. August 21st.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Judge, this is William Davis, Jr. He's before the court on 23 CF 155. If you may have just one moment, Judge. Judge, at this time, Mr. Davis is going to withdraw his previously entered plea and enter a plea of no contest, being adjudication of guilt, 2 years of probation, $615 in court costs, $150 cost of defense, attending complete a substance abuse evaluation and any recommended treatment, eval within 30 days and treatment within 60. He has to do 24 hours of community service work. Your Honor, he's asking for the option of buying that out at statutory rate if possible. Maintain employment and a 6-month driver's license suspension. Your Honor, he's asking if the court would permit him to obtain a hardship license so that he's able to travel back and forth to work and home.
I think the way we have to do that is that the court would say that they're not opposed to it. It's based on the Department of Motor Vehicles. We don't control that. So
Yes, sir.
don't we put something down that the court's not, did they say that helps?
If
Your Honor, there's sometimes an order that gets submitted that says the court doesn't have an objection to him receiving a hardship license should he be eligible. And I think that that order goes a little bit of a ways with DHS&B whenever they see that court order.
Present that order to me, I'll go this time.
Yes, sir, I can do that.
And Your Honor, I am going to owe the court a score sheet on this. I do not have it printed out, but I will try to get that done before court.
But this is not a downward departure?
It is not downward departure, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Davis, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so you heard your attorney state, put your hand down. You heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement, and I see those terms are written on the written plea agreement that you've signed. Have you read this closely?
Yes, Judge.
And did you go over it in detail with your attorney to make sure you understand all the legal ins and outs of this case?
I understand everything, Judge.
You understand that by entering this, importantly, you're waiving some valuable legal rights. The main one is the right to go to a trial, make the state prove their case. You're waiving that right in order to have a final resolution. Is that what you want to do here today?
Yes, Judge.
You believe that's in your best interest?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. There'll be an adjudication of guilt, 2 years of probation. Well, obviously, the 2 years of probation is on the felony charge. What are we doing on the paraphernalia?
I apologize, Judge. If we could do 1129 probation.
Yes, Your Honor, concurrent misdemeanor probation.
So we're going to have 2 years of probation on the felony, 1 year of probation, or 11 months, 29 days on the misdemeanor, but they'll be served together. So it's still a total of 2 years. It's a technicality. You can't be sentenced for more than a year when you have a misdemeanor.
Understood, Judge.
So you got the other things in there, importantly, the substance abuse evaluation, and those other things that are part of it, fees and costs. You understand all that?
Yes, Judge, it'll be good for me.
Okay.
If you can initial here, I just added that the probation on the misdemeanor count is concurrent. That's all I added, just initial right there. Let me approach Judge.
Good luck with that, and stay in good contact with that probation officer. That's the most important thing, so you can be successful, okay?
Yes, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
Right,
Mr. Davis. Eric Edwards.
Judge Eric Edwards is before the court on 21 CF 1210 and 21 CF 2883. Your Honor, may we approach in this case?
Two blocks from the courthouse on Crestview historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Serving
8:21 to 9 a.m.
This is Cornelius
Donaldson.
Cornelius Donaldson. He's number 54 on the docket, Judge. If we can also approach on Mr. Donaldson.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Conversation, the court will continue this matter until docket day, which is next Monday at 9 o'clock, 8:21.
Judge, this is Donald Fuggerson. He's before the court on 23 CF 445. Judge, we'd like to leave this set for plea or trial. I believe the state and I are still in discussions about a possible resolution to this matter. And I just need to speak with Mr. Fuggerson about how he'd like to explore those particular offers. And but in abundance of caution, we'd like to leave this matter set. And I'm asking if the state is okay with leaving any offers of negotiation until docket day on the table?
Absolutely. I've spoken with Mr. Harper about this case. I've sent my subpoenas out in this case. I'm ready for trial. And I'm happy to leave the negotiation on the table till docket day.
Very good. The court will continue this matter till docket day, August 21st, which is Monday. It will be plea or trial.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I have 3 cases. 2 of them is with Mr. Medina and 1 with Mr. Gates.
The unfortunate problem is that those inmates are not here yet. They're one.
We're not here, and we won't be doing that until after lunch. So I didn't want you just waiting around. So we'll try and do those, bring them up first, maybe right after lunch.
Okay.
Kind of wait at me, make sure to remind me.
1:30?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll be here.
Great.
Thank you, sir.
Judge, this is Craig Golden. He's before the court on 22 CF 256, 22 CF 288, and 22 CF 2095. Judge, I am going to ask for one last continuance. Mr. Golden is asking me to do something with respect to the newest charge, and I'm just going to need some time to facilitate, Judge.
Without objection, Your Honor, and Mr. Harper, if I need to work with you on that, let me know.
Very good. The court will continue this till October 11th at 9 a.m.
That's all the inmates that we were able to transport this morning, Your Honor. The other ones are being transported now.
Okay.
That's it, right?
We'll do the remainder of Mr. Harper's.
We have 2 of the P's.
No, Your Honor, if I can take one while we're trying to get that figured out. Sure. Lamont King, Your Honor, I'm going to apologize if he's, okay. Making sure he was that in shorts. He is in case number 22 CF 1781.
Okay, I'm sorry. Give me the name again.
Lamont King, he will not be on the docket, Your Honor.
Okay.
For Madam Clerk, it's 22 CF 1781. He had court on Monday. The court issued a capias for him. Mr. King contacted the office and let us know there was some confusion. He was at work that day. I've talked with the state. Because Mr. King came in today, they're willing to agree to recall the capias and have him set for October the 9th.
No objection, Judge.
Based on the agreement with the state, the court will withdraw the capias, and our next hearing will be October 9th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your
October
Honor.
9th.
I appreciate it, Your Honor. That's about all I've got this
Yeah.
morning. My rest are still in Crestview, I think.
Did you say we had a couple?
We have 2 females, but they're Mr. Medina's, and I think he's back there talking to me about it, too, so I don't know if it's
Why don't we take this as a lunch break?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Come back and, yeah, part at 1:30.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.